tailored interventions accordingly. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are pumping in resources to the 10 counties of West Pokot, Turkana, Samburu, Isiolo, Marsabit, Tana River, Lamu, Garissa, Wajir, and Mandera to ignite, stimulate, and sustain socio-economic projects of building resilience in the face of adversity, fueled mostly by climate change. Let me thank the World Bank for their unwavering support and commitment to this mission. With an investment of $2.3 billion since the launch of this initiative in 2018, the focus has remained on funding crucial and high-impact projects in transport, agriculture, water, health, education, energy sectors, social protection, and the welfare of refugees and host communities. The conception and implementation of these projects aligns with the focus of the Ruto administration, which was elected on the promise of improving the lives of the people at the bottom of the socio-economic pyramid. I'm therefore pleased to chair this consultative forum as we collectively evaluate the progress and review performance of development programs being implemented under this initiative. It is part of the monitoring process of ensuring that we are on course to meeting the ultimate goal of enabling and target communities contribute to development of our nation. As the senior ranks of government, we are here to review and the status of our investment, enrich the discussions on emerging concerns, and receive inclusive insights in our pursuit to ensure that we leave no one behind in the Kenya we want and desire. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation is very important as we consolidate development plans of the national government, counties, and their locations under other elected leaders. We are not only avoiding replication, but also strengthening our approaches for catalyzed implementation of the projects. The North and Northeastern frontier counties have been left behind for far too long. We focus on them mostly during drought and deluge disasters. Over the last 2 years, my office has been coordinating emergency responses to drought and El Nino rains, causing immense suffering and large-scale humanitarian crisis. It is not sustainable to mobilize resources for relief food, clean and safe water supplies, cash handouts, among other interventions, season after season. Such interventions are ad hoc and short-lived. We also, as a nation, dent our pride that with over 60 years of independence, that socio-economic independence in this region is still a mirage. With climate change, the cycle of asking for help is likely to persist unless we make and implement solid, systematic, and resolute decisions through strong partnerships. We have a duty and responsibility to dignify your people even when disaster strikes through lasting solutions. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is why our administration has given priority to devolution. Besides seeking and strengthening strategic partnership with the national and international actors in building better communities as underpinned by the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Kenya's Vision 2030, Agenda 2030 of the United Nations, and Agenda 2063 of the African Union. Why are some of these key interventions under the NEDI architecture? In supply of more safe water for domestic and commercial use, we are activating the crop and livestock subsectors in these vast virgin lands. 2, in quality primary and secondary education, we are empowering the community into self-reliance, not only for today, but for posterity. 3, in harnessing solar power, we are igniting the economic potential of the region by sparking and spurring the Juakari sector and expanding employment opportunities. 4, through increased road networks, we are opening up the region to trade between and among the counties. These and other climate action-based initiatives will lead us to the desired change. NED programs are rising to the occasion and we have an opportunity to work with the World Bank and other partners in long-term transformative initiatives of propelling the needy counties into the next socio-economic power cells of our country. However, ladies and gentlemen, we must not only be realistic but also reflect on this gracious support. The scripture in Galatians chapter 6 tells us to bear one another's burdens and thereby fulfill the law of Christ. But each one must examine his own work, for each one will bear his own load. The support of the World Bank and other development partners will not be available forever. Donor funding is shrinking due to, among other reasons, geopolitics and shifts in global priorities. I take this opportunity to ask our grassroots leaders to align and complement their development projects in what is and has already been supported. It is our collective responsibility to better the lives of our people. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today we will receive real-time updates on the status of the project from national project coordinators, alongside input from the World Bank NED team on the implementation and coordination of projects. I wish to invite input from leaders present regarding implementation of these projects in your counties and constituencies. We intend to use this meeting to also agree on those projects that are ready for commissioning, groundbreaking, or inspection. By organizing public events around them, we shall assist to fast-track unlocking of any bottlenecks and secure timelines for their completion. On this note, I intend to have these high-level consultations convened biannually or even more frequently when urgent matters arise. Focusing on continuous accountability will create a more transparent and accountable outcome, benefiting from the shared learning and experience that can only be derived through such oversight. I will chair this session alongside the chair of the Frontier Counties Development Council. Consequently, we shall receive an overview of the NED coordination framework and an update on the status of NED projects supported by the project implementation units through their respective principal secretaries. Principal secretaries from various ministries, with the support of the World Bank team, will address questions from leaders. I look forward to fruitful deliberations and successful outcome. Asanteni sana.
His Excellency, the CSS, PSS, elected leaders, the technical team, the PIUs, and the World Bank team, good morning. I'm here to do a PowerPoint presentation regarding the NED coordination framework first, and then I will come to the updates on the projects, how they are faring since it was launched in 2018 in Garissa County. So I'll start with this is a high-level consultative forum where the technical team, the national project coordinators under the PSS, and the World Bank tax team leaders, TTLs, will update the high-level forum to update and give a brief status of the projects so far. So I'll begin by the coordination of the projects. That's the NED map. It's around 63% landmass of Kenya. There are only 10 counties. And then we have the county governors there. We have the county governor of Tana River, followed by Lamu, and then followed by Garissa, followed by Wajir, who is also the vice chair of the Council of Governors. And then we have Engineer Mahmoud, the governor of Marsabit, who is the FCDC chair, but he sent his apology because he had to attend a burial in Marsabit. And then we have the governor for Samburu, and then we have the governor for Canada, and then we have the governor West Pokot, and then Turkana there. And then we have the Siolo governor. And then we have the Mandera governor, who's also out of the country. This is the map. Overview of the program is that this is a special investment initiated in 2014 by the founding governors. The 2013 first governors have approached the national government and the World Bank, and this initiative was initiated at that time. And it was launched in 2018 by the former president and the current president in Garissa County. The portfolio is worth 2.3 billion USD in the region. And then it targets, of course, as His Excellency said, about the infrastructure enhancement, the human capital development, sustainable livelihood, resilience building, and empowering refugee host community and refugees in Dadaab and Kakuma, the largest hosting refugee areas, two counties. The advisory unit, it was established and continued to be formed in 2018 in the Office of the Deputy President to ensure the realization of the NEDI initiative goals. And then after the executive order, the new Kenya Kwanza government, the NEDI advisory unit still serves under the Office of His Excellency the Deputy President. And then the function is to monitor, coordinate the financial channels with the National Treasury, the World Bank, and other development partners. We also track results, report progress, and address bottlenecks. And that's why we have this high-level technical forum to unlock any bottlenecks with the county governments and the CSS. The functions that under the unit is that we coordinate, supervise World Bank and other development partners funded projects and programs. We convene 3 levels of consultative forums. One of them is today we are having, the High-level Consultative and Policy Forum, chaired by His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and co-chaired by the FCDC chair, who's Engineer Mahmoud, Marsabit Governor. I think this is, I've said this is apology, but we have the CEO, Dr. Idle, who prayed for us as his representative. I think he has a speech and we will share it. We also have the NEDI technical team, which is bi-monthly consultative forum, chaired by our APO Chief of Staff. And this technical team, we have the PIUs, or the National Project Coordinators, who represent the PSS, and also the World Bank NEDI team leader, or the country director, represented by the task team leaders. So these are the technical team. We meet every 2 months to prepare for such a forum and update each other. And then we have, thirdly, we have the NEDI county coordination units. This one is at the county level. Every quarter we go out and meet them. It's co-chaired by the county commissioners and the county secretaries. We also report implementation and do a brief to His Excellency on monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly basis. We also identify challenges and bottlenecks. Of course, the project sustainability, His Excellency said about that the World Bank or the development partners will not be here forever, so we have to review the sustainability of this project. Participation, we participate in GOK Joint Sector Working Group. His Excellency, as the executive and the PSS know, we have different various sector working groups, and we, like as you said, road, agriculture, water, we participate in those working groups. This is the High-level Consultative and Policy Forum. It's normally convened by His Excellency the Deputy President, co-chaired by the chairman of the FCDC. This is biannual. It used to be bi-monthly, but because of now the busy schedule of His Excellency, we made it biannual. It used to be bi-monthly before. And now the membership is the cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries of the state departments, the NEDI region governors, the senators, women reps, the National Assembly, all the elected leaders. And then, of course, in attendance, we have the NEDI advisory unit, the PIUs representing the PSS, and the World Bank task team leaders who are there. And we have the World Bank task team leader, Regini, who is also have another, Dalal, who has got another engagement outside Nairobi today. But he heads the TTLs, the NEDI portfolio. And then we have the county focal person appointed by the governors to to come to this level of meeting. The role that this level 1 play will provide policy directions for unlocking identified bottlenecks. The challenges that we will mention today, His Excellency, the CSS, the PSS will be able to unlock what the PIUs and the TTLs will raise. Today, the challenge we have has to be resolved at this level, and we have a way forward. And then the technical team that I've talked about, bi-monthly, chaired by the Chief of Staff. The last one we had on 3rd last week, and we had to come up with this report that we're now about to present about the projects. The role of this technical team is, of course, the implementation status of the projects that we're about to present, submit reports to the High-level Consultative Forum, unlock identified bottlenecks, develop and review integrated work plan to align the projects, monitoring activities of the NATO advisory and the PIU's work plan to the bottom-up economic, whatever. So the frequency is bi-monthly, but if there's any emergency, we'll do it weekly or 2 weekly or ad hoc as required. Now the third level is at the county, co-chaired by the county secretary, county commissioners, and the county secretary representing the county commissioners representing the national government. As advisory unit, we'll alert them. We go to the field so that you can have the feel of the progress of those projects. And that's the role, and the frequency is quarterly. But if you have, like now, before the HE goes to this region, we'll have an advanced team to counter-check what the PIUs have given us on the bi-monthly meetings. And these are the projects that I'll go into details. These are just the icons. I'll go. Number 1, the Horn of Africa Gateway. Your Excellency, this is the backbone of the NEDI project. It's the road from Isiolo all the way to Mandera. It's 740 kilometers. It has not known 1 kilometer of tarmac since independence. So this road starts from Isiolo. After Isiolo, 3 kilometers, it goes to Meru, and it meanders through Meru County, 63 kilometers, and come back to Isiolo, and go all the way to Modogashe. It's 190 kilometers, and I think this project is ready for official launch at Isiolo County, because that's where the road starts from. Now there's almost 3 kilometer tarmac blacktop, as per the peer users given us. And then we have the Wajir Tarbaj Kutulo corridor ready for groundbreaking. There's a gap, you see from Isiolo, Modogashe, there's a gap I'm going to explain. I'm jumping to Wajir, to Tarbaj, 120 kilometers. The contractor is on site. We have handed over the site to him 2 months ago. And by the time you'll be in Wajir, you'll be able to do that section of the road for groundbreaking. And then the Kutulo Kobo Elwak Gari, that's the Mandera section from Wajir side. It goes from Kutulo all the way to Mandera. The tendering process is underway, and it's in Mandera County. It's 200-06. It's section by section. And then the gap that I have there, I was mentioned from Garissa to Wajir, is here. This section of the road below is financed by GOK counterpart funding, the annuity program, and there are 4 Arab consortium development banks that support 2 sections. Modogashe Samata section is a GOK annuity. From Modogashe, now you go to annuity, where the funding is not secured yet, or a commitment is required. And then we have Wajir, Samata Wajir, where we have 90 kilometers. So you can imagine 66 plus 90, you have to VUCA that up to Wajir, and there's that gap. We also have Ramu, Mandera, all the way up there, and then we have 75 kilometers again for the annuity program. The main challenge is the annuity program. The Arab consortium, the fund is there, agreement has been signed. It's only a matter of you to meet these Arab consortium embassies and all that, so that we can speed up. But the funding is secured in this section. But the problem is the Modogashe Samata, 67 kilometers, and the Ramu Mandera. So even if you launch from Isiolo to Garissa, and you launch from Wajir to Tarbaj, you have this gap in between, which is almost over 232 gap. So we really need this annuity program to be unlocked. And then we have the East Africa Regional Trade Facilitation Project. This is the Kenya, Southern Sudan link, it's 99% complete. The only 11 kilometers remaining is the Kenya-Southern Sudan International Border Dispute Area, where Your Excellency needs your intervention with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so they can officially launch this road. And it is 327. Turkana and West Pokot are the counties. Of course, there's a construction of 25 socio-economic infrastructure sub-projects in these two counties. So you can imagine the road. It comes up with another 25 socio-economic infrastructure projects, and it's almost 78% to be complete by October, because the project is coming back to end to October. So by October 2024, these 25 socio-economic projects are ready. The other project that's ready is the Kainuk Bridge and Health Center, which are complete, ready for launching. As you launch the road, you also do this bridge, which is part of the road. And then we have the installation of 600-kilometer new fiber optic from Eldoret all the way to Narapa. So this has brought 50% cheaper in internet for this region. And then we have the construction of the KRA trade facilitation. Since the border to South Sudan and Kenya, we have a KRA offices which has come along with the project. It's in Kainuk and Lodwar. It's 62% complete and will be ready by October. So also as you go to launch the road, you will have these KRA trade centers at Kainuk and Lodwar. Number 3 is the food resilience system under the State Department of Livestock, Agriculture and Livestock. It has taken over from the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture, which has come to an end, and also the emergency locust response. You know that we had the locust issue, but this project still has some funding remaining, and of course the locust has come to an end. It has been rolling to the food resilience, but the project is still alive. There's some money still left. The food resilience, or Kenya Climate Smart, had a silo abattoir, export abattoir. This abattoir is 98% complete, and the Siolo County has already initiated a process of public-private partnership investor. It's ready for commissioning, but the PIUs and of course the World Bank detail will tell us that they require some small amount of money, which is in the locust emergency response, to complete before your tour, which will require around 3-4 weeks to do that 2%, to unlock that funding gap. The rehabilitation of Wajir Livestock Training Institute, this institute is also part of the Kenya Climate Smart, now under food resilience. This college is 100% complete. They do diploma and certificate courses, and I think this is the future where Wajir will be expecting to have a university to upgrade this college. And it's of course waiting to be handed over to the community and ready for your official opening in Wajir County. As you do the road, groundbreaking road of the section of the Wajir Turbine, you'll also be doing this for Wajir. De-risking and inclusion value enhancement for pastoral economies is called DRIVE. His Excellency, you can remember this, you have launched this in Laikipia in April 2023, and it covers 21 ASAL counties. You are in Laikipia. The project period is from 2022 to September 2027. The financial support budget is around 16 billion. The project implementers, partners are the State Department of Livestock, which is the project manager, and then we have the Kenya Development Corporation, which connect pastoralists to better markets for their products. And we have the Zebri Reinsurance Company, which of course provide the insurance premium. But here we have a problem with the counties where the Muslims are. They cannot access this facility of loans because of interest issue. So there's a negotiation going with the Premier Bank or the section of the Islamic banking of the KCB so they can access this financing insurance premium. And then we have the Kenya Off-Grid Solar Program. This was targeting 250 households to sell standalone solar home systems to access electricity. So far, 180 people have purchased the standalone homes, and the system has been sold, and it gives access to electricity around 71% success. And then targeting selling around 60% clean cooking solutions. 13,000 have already been sold, and the next component is also the standalone system for the public and community facilities like schools, hospitals will be having solar, and the community facilities like boreholes will be have that 380 there, and the public facilities are 387. So they'll have a solar system. I wanted to go back. In this program, the biggest budget goes to the mini grids. And I'm sure most of the politicians and the MPs and governors, these mini grids are in 14 counties. The chunk of the budget goes to this. And there's an issue about the land which was allocated by the counties. The counties have already allocated land, but the land belongs to the community. The county government have gazetted the land, but